Right, good morning everybody. New day on the loft. So, just walking around now. It's all looking very, very good. Beautiful day again. Hot again. Today's plan is say good morning everybody.
Good morning everybody.
There we go. Let me just pan back a little bit. So the plan today is we are going to enable us to, you've already seen this discussed anyway, why we haven't done this roof yet, and it's because we want to centralise that. As you can see at the moment, there's probably, I don't know, maybe about a 25mm discrepancy in the side of that and the side of that. So we're going to centralise this first, then we can sort this out, bit of packers, and make sure that width is the same, and then like we can centralise this light in the window, blah blah blah, get it all looking lovely. Put a platform there just for us to stand on, so we're going to cut this open and then fit the velux. Velux is there, we've got 4 of them in total to fit. They're 980, 780s. That's what we've got. So what we aren't going to do, or what we're not going to do, is I'm not going to discuss a how-to on how to fit them, because there's lots of videos out there, out of a lot of fitting veluxes. Velux themselves have got really good instructional videos, even though they always show a roof that's 100% flat, and you know they've got loads of room, and you know they're standing on the floor and fitting it while stood on a concrete floor, and it's only 2 foot high. So this is a bit different. So what I might do is I'll show just the start of it, and then we may show a couple of tips or things that we think about when we're fitting one, just so so you can see what we do. But like I say, we're not going to go through a full velux fitting video. Okay, so we'll carry on with that, and we'll show you bit by bit as we go. So that was relatively simple. That one's all in. If I just try and jump up here without banging my head. Oh, there we are. So it's this big massive clips. You set your this lath that I'm looking at centre shot 80mm above the top of your tile, that one there on that row. So when I structured the windows, I made sure that where my lath was going to come, and we've put this opening in relative to where the velux is going to be, rather than to cut those tiles down. If you're retrofitting, what you might find is you may end up being sort of halfway down your tile, and you don't really want that. You have to start cutting them. So it's easier when you do it this way, because you can make sure your openings corresponds with your top of your tile, or within the 80mm, should I say. So that's all in now. So if I just jump back down without killing myself. So we'll leave that as it is now. We'll do the flashing kit after this. I'll show you how to put the flashing kit on, or how we do it, because like I say, this isn't a how-to. So as we go through here, just got myself some lathing ready again. My cousin here, doing this. So this is all ready for opening. All we do is we cut our felt like that. So we cut it in. If you imagine that's not cut yet, we cut it in, give ourselves a good sort of 10 inches or so, and then cut it square like that, top of an envelope. And then what we do is we'll lap these back. You can see it on that one. There you can see it, because the sun's shining the wrong way. You can just see the flaps going up the side, likewise at the bottom, likewise at the top. It comes up like that, and it helps with a bit of, you can imagine that like that now. If I just hang on. So if you can imagine the velux is in, and this goes like that, that does offer some kind of protection. I'll angle the camera right for you, like that. You can see there now, if you look like there, you can see that any water runoff from above from the ridge would go like that, and then find itself around the velux. So that's what we do anyway, but we will tape this and staple it to the inside the velux anyway, and then we normally foam it, and then anything else that we need to do to make it as waterproof as possible. However, this is all based on the fact that it's watertight before the flashing kit goes on. Don't forget you put your flashing kit on as well, which is what it's designed to do. So we'll do that now. We'll lath all this in. I might show you us lathing this one in and how we prep it, and then we'll put another window in, because that didn't take us long, about 40 minutes I think, done. So there we are, we'll crack on with that. Okay, so what we'll do now, you can see we've already done 2. So that other one was that half an hour, Mick? I don't think it was it?
Not even that.
So I explained about the lath, the felt, sorry. So cutting like an envelope, give yourself a good 8 inches or so. So what happens then is that comes up the side of your window. If you can see that one a bit better now, what I was talking about, that goes up the side there now, and it just seals there when you put the flashing kit in. Then what you got to do, you've got to cut yourself a couple of pieces of lath. One goes top and bottom. Now, this is 50 with 25. I wouldn't go any less than that, especially for these big windows. Now, what you have to do is you have to, and I've already said this anyway, is you set your tiles like that, and this top lath has got to be 80 millimeters above there. It's on all the instructions, 80 mm above there to the top of that. And the reason for that is because when you put your bottom flashing kit on, you need that bit of 100 mm or so apron to make sure it dresses down properly on the tiles. That's why that is. So as I've already said, when I set out my timber work, in this instance this timber, I sort of had that in mind anyway. I set this out to suit that, and that's the reason why I did that, so it's easier. I haven't got a faff and I get a bit better fixing. So you measure your opening, which in this instance is 825 because it's 780 by 980 our windows are, 780 wide, and then you have to allow 40 to 60 mil wider for putting your plasterboard and stuff on the inside and your insulation. So I'll just cut this 100 mil bigger either side, sit it on there, and then when I set the first one out, I measure my 80 mil from the top of my tiles. But what we're doing now is, for consistency, is I've just measured then, what I'm doing now, sorry if I just explain better, because I've already got one and I know what my measurement is. What I've done then is, that over there, I've measured from this lath there, up to there instead, and I know that's 410, but the other side is 405, and that is because once you put this lath in, you have to level it like that. If you don't level it, what happens is your window goes in skew, and then you have to try and mess with it then and it doesn't sit right at them, so you have to try and level it in. But going back to the whole 80 mil then, rather than doing the tiles again and setting it 80 mil, we're just going to try and stay consistent with our window heights, internally that is, by measuring off that to there instead. So I shall base this on 410, and I'll put a level on it, and then I'll adjust it to suit. If I'm high, for example, 10 mil this end, I'll go down 5 and up 5 to try not to differentiate from that too much. So that's what we're going to do now. So as I said, I set my bottom lath 410, I have to tweak it a little tiny bit, so I think it's something like 408 and 412 now, so that's level. And all you do, you put your level on this top edge, make sure it's evenly spaced on your lath though, so it sits right. Then I've measured what it says in the instructions, which is the height 980 plus 45 mil, so 1025 from inside to inside. As you can see here, because of the way our tile battens are, I've had to cut these laths round. So what I've done, I've measured off, I put a good screw in there and I put a screw upwards as well. And then when I put the big screws in on the brackets, it goes into the lath anyway, so this is all good. Likewise the same here. So now, once you put your brackets on your window, just lift it into your hole, like this, get yourself inside. And then you get it the right way around, because it's back to front. Because it, don't stop the camera. No, it's all right, Mick. Don't stop the camera. Oh, help me. No. Help. Who's editing this? Yeah. Oh.
Yeah. First time.
So, yeah, look at that, first time. Look. So, what you've got there. Look, if you see these, can you see that on the camera, Mick? There, that little bit of a lug. Can you see it? That there, can you see that on the camera? Yep. I'm just going to make sure that sits on there like that, which is why it's important to get this level. That all sits in nice. All you do now, for the underside now, you just look from the inside and make sure it sits in the space that way. These will come up there like that, as I've said. Add a bit of extra waterproofing to the side, same this side. So we'll centralise it and see how that looks. Now the only difference to this level now is when you put it inside, if it doesn't visually look right, you can just fix one side, which we did on that last one. You can fix one side and then pick the whole thing up like that, sitting on the roof, to make it look right in your hole, to make it look better. That's the only thing to do different. But once that's in, use the screws provided and make sure you fix it correctly. That's it. So Mick was just singing Madonna. If you didn't want to get copyrighted, it's best stop singing. Right, so likewise again, I've measured from the bottom of there to that line there, and on all of them so far, this is the third one, we're within 3 mil in terms of height to that dimension, so we know we're all good. All we're doing now is we're just making sure that this window sits nice in the gap. So that's dimension down there, likewise that dimension up from there to there to there, and it's pretty bang on, so we're going to leave that one. The one in the bathroom we had to tweak that way a little bit because it was that dimension was 15mm bigger than that one, but this is back because it's all purling, existing rafters. That's what we're having to work to. That's what we're doing. So we've done that. We've then gone outside and fixed all of our screws. That's the big long 3-inch, and then as per instructions you have to put your 30mm one, so 70, okay, so let's go metric, 75, 35mm on all corners. That's all done. That's all done. Now you put that window in that hole. All you do then is you have to put a bit of a hard part, bit of awkward. This thing goes into there, into the top of there, and falls in. And then when you close it, you have to make sure, which we've been lucky so far, that when it closes, it doesn't, in exaggerated, touch there, not touch there. Because if it does that, it means the rafters are twisted. So you have to put a wedge under one corner. But we haven't had to do that so far, but we've been quite lucky. So we'll get this one in and we'll show you it in action. Is it like that? No, it's the other way, isn't it?
No,
that's like bottom, because that's got to go. That's got to go there.
Yeah,
when it closes.
Yeah, no, that's got to go like that, and then do that.
Oh, sorry, with you. Yes.
You filming all this? Yeah, of course so.
Okay.
Go on, I'll pass it.
Okay. Hoi!
Saying hoi, you're not picking it up.
Okay. And then it's got to twist, is what I'm saying. It's got to twist round now, hasn't it? To me, and then twist. That's it. So a bit of a fiddly part. You've got to drop that into there. Is that yours, Mick?
No, not yet. No, I need to come down a bit.
You need to drop your end towards the purlin a bit more, like so it's almost vertical. Makes it a bit easier. Plus your hand's hot, your other hand's
Okay.
end is hard.
I mean,
You need to drop your end, Max. I can't get it in.
that's it.
That's it. So once it's in,
Yeah, that's it.
like that.
As we go down, you'll hear a
on,
little
is that-
click. There's that little button.
Is that gone?
That little button you have to push in before you take them apart. So as we come close now, you'll hear it click. It's locked nice, so it's telling us it's not too far out. If it locks quite smoothly like that.
Explain what we meant regarding the twist in the roof. The fact if it touches there but doesn't touch there, just show.
Yeah, it's the same there. If we shut, that's going to touch and close before this, or the other way around. It's got to shut flat, and both sides is, you know, there's nothing. Snug as a bug.
Okay, you can see from that there we've done that one. Just got to dress that apron, bottom apron down, and then we are silver taped all around the perimeter, and we're all foamed from the inside. So they're all done. And so this isn't normal. This is just us lifting the felt up the sides, seeing it with tape all the way around, and then in fact you can see a little bit of foam actually up there. It's come out, just there. So I'll put a bit more tape over that. But we're just about to open our third box. It's nearly home time. Open our third box. We get this one done. This one done now. This middle one and the centre shot. And then tomorrow we shall do that one to finish the day off, and then we'll start tying it in. This one's worked out nice. We literally haven't got a cut other than top tiles around that at all. The tile goes up the side there and up this, and if you can see, just about goes up. But we'll have a look at. Maybe a bit too close looking at it now, but we'll see. Leave it for the day now. Had a good go at it. Got these three in. Other bits done inside, which you'll see on episode before this. So all those three are all flashed in, ready for tiling, and that one is ready for flashing. And then tomorrow, what we'll do when it's cooler, first thing we'll jump on here and we'll hit these tiles and get all this tile tomorrow. So all the front is then, other than the ridge, is watertight. Right. Say good night. Good night, Vic.
8 hot.
It's 8 hot.
Hello. 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 Hello.
Okay, Adam, are we happy with today?
Very happy. Happy with the week.
Excellent. We've had a good week. You would have seen most of it in the episode already, what we've been doing today. Or you may have seen some of it in the last episode, because we've been a bit of a dual working this week, trying to get all things done. So as you can see, this is completely finished, other than we've got a couple of cuts around the top there, which we want to try and set some up here, save treading on the tiles, because we don't want to break the cuts around the veluxes. if we just walk across, you can see all the cuts now all the way around. We've just put the last row of tiles above the velux as well, so they're all set. These have worked out quite nice all the way around there. So what we'll do now is we'll set the, just zoom in there. What will happen now is we'll get the rubber and lap it over the top, and where you can see the stained tile at the top, that's what would have been originally covered by the tile above, or the ridge. So what we'll do now, we'll lap the rubber onto there from the roof once we do that, and then we will put the dry ridge system on top of that, which in effect is like that, that corrugation there, if you've seen it before, that goes on the top and it's got a stickiness on it and sticks to the underside of that, on the tile or what with the rubber, and then we'll fix all the ridge on there now. That'll finish it once the rubber's on. So yes, that's nice. Another job nicely done. One thing I do want to point out is they have actually started the, I don't know whether we've shown you or not. We said we weren't too sure, didn't we, Ed, if we've shown you or not?
I don't think I mentioned it.
Right, but they have actually started the setting out for the tile hanging, albeit they have only done that bit there, but they dropped in, they got a spare cut of edge, so I thought I'd come and give us a start. So that's what they've done, but that'll just get repeated all the way down under the windows, likewise around there, likewise around the other side, and that'll be our start then. We are looking now, next week, we are looking at the plumber.
Yes, plumber, electrics next week.
Onto the first floor, isn't it, that is?
Yeah, it's supposed to be a rainy week next week, so that's why we came out here, did as much roof work as we could. Turned out it was all of it. And then we're moving in next week to preempt the bad weather and do all the internal works.
And then end of this week, end of next week, we got plaster coming point, or was it end of the week after? End of week after.
For a few days from the 25th.
Okay.
To do all his prep work.
And then 29th start, isn't it?
29th starts, yeah.
So there we are. So I hope you've enjoyed this episode, everything we've shown you. As always, we always say, if you've got any questions at all, just ask, and we will. I say we will, because we do. We answer every single comment we have on the channel, every one. Maybe not straight away, but we answer every one. So thank you for watching, and we'll see you on the next one.
Bye-bye.